Welcome back. Welcome back. So decent. You can hear me? All right. We're going over my worst losing day, which was actually also my biggest winning day. This week or last week, I didn't take a lot of trades. Rather than no trade days, which probably should have been winning days. And it's more, I think it's more of me like wanting to wait for more confidence, but when I have the confidences, I just have to take it, especially with how market's been moving recently. It's been very quick and volatile and one directional. So that's definitely going to change once I get my two 5 minute confidences Tuesday through Friday, taking the trade no matter what. Um, because then if stuff doesn't go well, then I can just from there, from the trades losing or winning, I can then make adjustments. But I'm going to try that, and then I can just adjust my strategy if it doesn't work. So yeah, this trade I lost on Wednesday. Lost to 150, which actually isn't that much. My only other loss was $90. And then of course TradeAway made me 1,500 today. Or not today, on that Wednesday. So overall we saw that Asian on MQ made equal lows, and then Tokyo, I mean not Tokyo, on MES London or Asian did not make equal lows, and London did not sweep out any lows. And then on both MEQ and MES, London swept out Asian highs and then sort of chopped around and didn't do much. Overall bias was probably more to the downside just because there's more draws of liquidity. There's just one to the upside, and that just seemed sort of unattainable with it being how many ticks of it? So being 108 ticks to the upside. So I guess there was gaps we could have targeted, but even that was I guess we could have targeted the gaps, but it didn't seem as likely as these easier draws of liquidity to the downside. Um, but going into market open, do all this. So the price ended up working above the highs pretty quickly. We got a bearish S&T from these highs to these highs. MES continued lower and invalidated this gap, which would have gave me an entry, but because MNQ was so high at that point, I just wasn't willing to take a trade because they're going opposite directions. And that's something with my strategy I'm going to continue to have where it's like there are certain times where say I still get the two 15 minute confluences, but I'm not willing to take the trade because there's something else going on, like say news, or say there's both going in opposite directions. Like then or for two are extended. I should write that down. Two over extended, and I should probably go in more detail, which means just now get an entry or how should I think about that? TPs being hit, two overextended. Hmm, what the heck does two overextended mean? I'll think about that later. But price did end up validating that, so I could have entered off that, but wasn't really willing to. We then got a 5 minute up candle, which then made equal lows with 815 lows. MEQ continued to boom, That was then a bullish S&T from these lows. Then I was like, all right, so we got two S&Ts. First 5-minute one kind of already played out. We have this gap up here. See how we expect off that gap. This one already made S&T, respected gap. Well, well, like that, bang, S&T, but we're so overextended. I think with being overextended, and we already hit one of the TPs, like that's just like if it really looks like we're too overextended, then we have to wait for retrace. And really, it means not a good enough entry because I would want to put my stop beneath the 5-minute lows. If I can't really do that without risking a lot, it's not worth it. So I'm writing all this down so I don't forget. So then I want to see how it reacts off this gap, but price doesn't even tap into the gap. Then on MQ, we even tap into this gap. Then at this point, I can't go long or short because it didn't tap into any of the gaps. And with price being that close, like I thought it was definitely going to tap in this gap, so I wanted to wait. But then price ended up booming. We made another S&T off of these lows. So now we have S&T, S&T, S&T. We then end up invalidating this, which now on MES I would be willing to take a trade. I would then go to the 1-minute. Although I did not take this trade, this is what I should have done. I want to see some sort of equilibrium or fair value gap, time to fair value gap. I want to see up candle confirmation. On the 5-minute, tapping into fair value gap, I'm not going to wait for a confirmation candle, but with it only being 1 minute, I don't think price will move that much. So I'll wait on the 1-minute, but not the 5-minute. Formation. To wait for any higher time frame. All right. I then could have entered, and here with it being closely 5-minute lows, I feel like I would just want to have it underneath. I could have it here, but that's such a tight stop, so I'd probably be underneath the 5-minute lows that I created. Price then proceeded to chop around for a little bit, and then absolutely explode. So that would have hit. My trade that I took was once this 15-minute closed, we got an S&T, but at that point we're so overextended, and I was just like pissed that I missed the trade. So I was just like, all right, I'm entering. I don't care. And I entered all the way up here, like 10:05, and actually price did go my direction, but of course I didn't have any faith in it because I didn't take it off my strategy. So I ended up closing, or I thought I ended up closing around, yeah, it was right here. I ended up closing like around this area, but I ended up not closing and let it run. And price, luckily, this is the most unprofitable thing ever. I got so fortunate. Luckily, it started booming, and then it can't close me out because Apex has rules where you can't hold between the break hour. So close me out. What was it? Yeah, 5 o'clock because work hours 5 to 6. So it puts me out at 5, and I'm making $1,500 from that. So very fortunate. Overall, once I get those two 5-minute conferences, I'm just gonna enter. I can refine my strategy later. And unless it's too overextended, it doesn't give me a good enough entry, or both indexes are going opposite directions, I am willing to take the trade. And of course, on the 1 minute, I want to get some sort of entry with the confirmation candle up to the downside or up to the downside. Well, bullish or bearish candle, depending on my bias. That's pretty much it for today. Sunday, I'm gonna go over psychology. I'll just go through my notes and see what I struggle with the most, and then just talk about it. And that's pretty much it. Nothing else. Oh, I did want to go over long-term stuff. With this shutdown happening, I'm making a prediction. The shutdown continues to last. I think these month, wait, yeah, these monthly gaps will be filled in. That's 100. That's almost 2,000 tick meters, and that's my prediction. All right, well, that's it for today. I'll most likely see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.